So today the plan is simple. We're going to be tier listing Fire Emblem Engage characters. This is the ultimate definitive tier list. S tier is like, I think it's a perfect character. I love them the way they are. A tier, really good, solid character. Would use most of the time. B tier is like, yeah, they could be good situational-ish. Maybe another playthrough I'd have to like try them out. I like their vibe, but I haven't really like, you know, spent enough time with them, or I'm like, they're kind of like secondary to anything up there. C tier is like, meh, I guess, but like I'm not a fan. And D tier is, we call that the dog water tier. You're garbage. You're garbage. I hate you, and I hate this character. It's a very simple ranking system. So let's start with Alir. Actually, let's start with the main character. So where would we put the main character? I'd actually put Alir in A tier. Like my personal Alir in one of my playthroughs became like extreme shit, just like straight up garbage. But in the other playthrough, she's been like doing pretty good. But I've been liking like the class, liking like the, you know, very good character, very good synergy with most emblem rings, of course, because they all have like boosted stuff for the Divine Dragon. I've been enjoying Alir quite a lot. So next up, Chloe. Chloe's S tier. Chloe is a no second thought S tier. Like maybe low S tier, but still like Chloe is like amazing growth. Her stats are awesome. I love Pegasus Knights usually in Fire Emblem, but like just her stats just come out always very good. And you know, nothing crazy in terms of like her support conversation. There's like some funny bits there here and there, but like just in terms of like as a unit, you know, one of my best units in all my playthroughs. I love Chloe. She's just been a carry through and through. Next up is Jean. Jean, I really thought he'd be a better character than he was. Like I thought, like when I first saw him, I thought he was gonna be I thought he'd be like your villager unit that just comes out to be like extremely busted. But my man Jean ends up being kind of trash, honestly. Like he came out for me and like he didn't do much. He didn't do like that much. Like so that's why I'm putting him in C tier. I can see the use maybe, but he was So Diamant was really good for me in my main playthrough. It was really good for me in my main playthrough until like the late game where he massively fell off. I don't know if it was the same for you guys, but he massively fell off in the late game. Well, like for most of the game, except for like the last 2 maps, he was just busted as hell. But like for the last 2 maps, he kind of fell off a little bit. So I'm putting him in A tier above Alir. I think he's a good character, but you know, he needs a little bit of maybe mine needed a little bit of fine tuning. I think you could easily find himself in S tier if he didn't have like such a bad like end game for me. But I still think he's a really cool character. He's a dreamboat, and he's the Chad of them. He's the Chad to rule them all. He's the king of the Chads. So you know, my man gets an A tier for sure. Alcrist. Look, Alcrist a week ago would have been here, right? Alcrist a week ago would have been here, but I've warmed up to him. I've been playing him in my maddening run on my own, and he's really strong. I hate his personality, but he's very strong. So I'm putting him in B tier. He's got like good stuff going for him. Like I don't love him yet, but as a unit, I think he deserves the B tier. At the very least. I can't see myself putting him lower than that because I would feel like terrible. He's been carrying my maddening run because his strength is just out of this fucking world, and he just kind of like blows up units with his like long range and everything. So you know, I can't find my heart to put him lower than B. Okay, so Amber would have been D. Amber would have been a hard stuck D tier a week ago, but he's been doing okay in my maddening run, so I'll put him in C. He's got some good strength, but like he's not that awesome. He's been doing okay for me. He gained some points. I wouldn't put him in D tier, but he did gain some points for me, so I'm putting him in C tier just because like he's got good strength bases. I think he's got good defense bases too. He's just a little slow, but like he does some good stuff as a cavalier, and you know, I've been growing fonder of Amber. Second up is is Jade. Okay, so Jade I haven't tried at all or that much. I've tried in a couple of maps. I'm gonna put her C tier, not because she's bad, because I haven't had a lot of experience with her, but the few experiences I've had have been positive. The first couple of times I've played her have been positive, but I've never been drawn to pick her up in my team. Like, I don't know what people see in Jade, because I know a lot of people, like, there's some Jade stands out there I've seen on the internet, like on Twitter and on Reddit. There are some Jade stands, but I've never been drawn to pick her up because Louis every time just kind of outpaces her already, like from the start. So like, I'm sure she could find herself like in here, but for me, I'm putting her in C because I don't know the character very well. I haven't played that much with it. She's one of the rare characters I haven't like given a shot to at all. Citrine, S tier. S tier Citrine. No slander will be allowed for my girl. She blew up fools. She straight up, if you were watching my first playthrough, Citrine with Thoron and like yeah, just with Thoron would just, and Celica would just bust full. Dire Thunder magic is everything. I haven't even tried out Citrine Dire Thunder. I've just tried her with Celica and Thoron, and she was doing like plays. So I love Citrine. Citrine is S tier for me. One of my favorite characters in the entire game. I love Citrine. Lapis is gonna be like a high A. I had a lot of fun with Lapis. I really enjoyed Lapis. Not S because she never kind of, you know, she never kind of like carried a map or anything. She was just kind of like a solid character to have all around. Never like faltered, but she never was like, oh, Lapis doing Lapis thing. I tried her out as a sword master and I tried her out as a paladin, and she never did like amazing thing, but she did like Lapis things. She was very consistent, very reliable character, and I enjoy her personality a lot. Like very cool support conversations, very cool design too. Also like a lot of the A tiers are going to be designs I like a lot. Next up we have Yunaka. Yunaka, honestly, is an early game monster, but I haven't tried her out in the later stage of the game, but I know I like her a lot. I'm very hesitant as to where I put her between S and A, but like I know she can be extremely good with like Corrin and stuff. Like I've seen the videos, I've seen her like crit fools into non-existence. I think if I'm hesitating, she's an A tier. If I'm hesitating, for me, I have to put in an A tier, not because she's a bad character. I think she's really good. She just hasn't been like very like, I haven't used her in the late game that much. I haven't used her that much past like chapter 15 in the game, but before that she kind of carries maps by herself, or like helps out like a lot and does a lot of good things being a thief with the poisoning of people and stuff like that. She's really good. Next up we have Saphir. Saphir I think is a C tier. I mean, I enjoyed Saphir a lot. Like I enjoyed Saphir a little bit more than I think I did Jade. Like she's one of those rare pre-promotes that's kind of like good, you know, that's kind of doing good stuff. I'm hesitant. Saphir is a B or a C for me. I haven't used her much, but the little I did was like, she was kind of like not necessarily dominant, but she was pretty good. She was pretty helpful. I'm gonna put her in B tier. I'm putting Saphir in B tier. So yeah, I'm putting Saphir here. Okay, Tamara. God, I wanted to love Tamara so bad. I ran her into like all my games and she never came out to be anything but disappointing. So I'm gonna put Tamara in C tier, like a high C, but she was extremely disappointing. I ran her until the last map in my original playthrough. Extremely disappointing character. I thought she'd be so good. I like everything about her personality and everything. Hated how she played in game. Absolutely dog water. So I'm putting her here because, you know, she has some redeeming qualities, but yeah, meh. Okay, Fogado. I haven't thought too much about him. To be fair, he's like one of those characters that I could see like a little bit everywhere. Like I didn't run him that much, and like he did pretty good in one of my saves. Like he's never bad, you know? I think he's like the quintessential B tier. He's like, he can be great or he can be entirely forgotten. You know, he's like one of those quintessential B tier characters. I think he's good. He has a lot of potential. I mean, but I haven't tried him out enough. I think he's like one of those like guys that lives in the B tier, you know? Marin. And I didn't use in my original save, but I've been using her in my maddening run, and she's been pretty good. She's been doing like work, you know? She's been like very much doing work. The pre-promotes in this game are actually kind of good and interesting, by the way. Yeah. I would say also that Marin's a solid A tier. Like, I'm gonna put her A tier below Alear, but I think Marin is like a solid A tier. Like, she does good work for me when I run her. So Marin, A tier. Like, I think I remember, like, I don't remember a lot of her support conversations, but I remember like not hating them, and like she has a pretty cool personality, and her stats are generally like just very good. Panette, instant S tier. Panette ran maps for us, by the way. Like, if you watch the playthrough, Panette was our carry. Panette was the GOAT. I love her personality. I love her design. I love everything about Panette. Panette's an instant S tier. I don't think like it's a debate. I don't think it's a debate. Is there a debate in the chat for that? No debates. No debates. Instant S tier character. Just fantastic. I think if I had to pick one character I love the most, Panette. Panette is the character I love the most. Okay, here. I don't know if there's any Bunette fans in the chat. Bunette, that guy. But like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I hated everything about this character. I hated everything about this character. He sucks. Not great. He gets murked by mages. The lamest design ever. Lamest, just lame all around. And followed by the second D tier. I really hated the two guys that came with Fogado. I don't know what it was. I don't know. What's his face again? Pandrio. I really did not like him. Like, he was not terrible on the one map, but like, I never got the urge to run him ever. Every time he's in my party, I'm like, I'll just get anybody else. I'll just get anybody else. I'm sure he's a good unit. I just never get the urge to use him because I'm like, he looks bad. Sadal, like, unironically, like, I A tier. I didn't think I was gonna like Sadal. I'm not usually a big fan of the dancer characters, but like, I ran him a couple of times and he does a lot of good things for you. Sadal, A tier. I think like he's a good character. Cool design, cool, like, I really like his designs first and foremost. But second of all, like, good dancer character, and the fact that he can like fight back a little bit. He has some versatility. He can help out. You know, I like him a lot. I think he's a good dancer character. King Alfred. By the way, F's in the chat for Alfred if you know, you know. I don't hate Alfred. I don't love Alfred, but like, I like Alfred better than I like everyone in C tier. B tier. B tier. Alfred's a good character. But yeah, I'd say B tier. I think he can grow into something really good. You just got to reclass him maybe. I would have liked to run him a little bit more, but you know, it just, things happen and you kind of forget about him eventually because you just get better characters such as Diamant right after. You get like Lapis, you get Marin. You get so many better characters than him down the line that you're like, yeah, you know what? Fuck Alfred. Ivy, is it S tier? S tier. No particular reasons. No particular reasons. You know, just she's a good character, right? Joking aside, I really enjoyed her damage. Like, she was running maps for me. Hortensia, like, the thing about Hortensia, she's like great healer, great staff user, but her damage was so shite for me. She never did much damage. She was just like a good like staff user. She just like did a lot of good like healer things, but never came up, like always came up a little short to like any of my other mages for damage. I'm gonna put her in B tier because, you know, as you said, staff bot, good stats, which is good, but you know, it's just fine. It was fine, but I think fine is the B tier. And if you're fine, you're in the B tier. Zelkov, I didn't use that much. I'm putting him D tier, like a high D, but like still D tier. Never cared for Zelkov. He could be higher, but like, you know, get the edgelord out of here, you know, is all I gotta say. Put him in D tier. Go be edgy somewhere else. I know this is probably a lot of disrespect to Zelkov fans. Don't come at me. I apologize. I didn't mean to hurt you. Next up, we have Vander. Vander is one of those characters. I love his design. I love like his voice. I love everything about him except his stats and growths. He's kind of shit, but like he's a Jagan. I think I put him C tier. I don't like, I like him more than these guys. Put it here. I'll put him above Tamara. I'd love to be able to run Vander consistently, but unfortunately, Vander must be in this Z tier. Kagetsu's a B tier for me. I've been running him in my second run, in my Manning run. I like Kagetsu. I don't love him. Like, I think he's all right, but like, he doesn't breach that top end. Rosado is best boy. I'm putting him in S tier. I didn't even use him in my original run, but I just love Rosado. I love Wyvern Knights and I love his vibe. He's just like, you know what? I like what I like, and like, I don't give a fuck. And I can respect that. Rosado is an S tier. S tier, you know, easy S tier. But Rosado best boy. Wyverns are based. They're hella based. You get a Wyvern, you get my love automatically. Gold Marie Marie, Gold Marie. I'm sure she's great. I didn't hate her, but I didn't love her. Anna. Anna's such a weird fucking unit because her base class is the wrong class for her, but she's kind of strong. Oh, I like having my warrior Anna with Radiant Bow. She was nuking people. I'm putting Anna in IA, high A tier. I don't think she stacks up to these legends, but like she's not bad. She's an A tier. She's pretty good. I like her. Lyndon, you know, let's not even have a discussion. You guys all know why he's there. You guys all know why he's there. I saw him and I was like, do I even recruit him? Do I even care? I recruited him, but I was like, you're never getting played. Automatic. Could be worth it. I just don't like. I just didn't like him. I picked him up. I was like, I don't like your vibe, sir. You didn't pass the vibe check. Get on the bench. Let's go with Veyle. Veyle. I really liked Veyle. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed Veyle a lot. She did some good work, but she never like felt like she was like carrying a map or like doing some insane work. I'd say she's like here. Like here. She's like a mid A tier for me. I think Veyle is a mid A tier for me. Good stats, that's good stuff, but never kind of like propelled herself in the S tier like rank. Like Lapis, they did some good work. They were always like decent, very reliable characters. High A or mid A, I should say. Mauvier, you know where I'm putting him? I'm putting him in D tier. I'm putting this man in D tier. And I'll explain why. There's two reasons. This man single-handedly made me reset maps multiple times as an enemy boss, and that pissed me off. That made me hate him. I was visibly angry on stream at this guy. Second thing, I would have preferred Marnie. The second reason Mauvier is in D tier is because can I get Marnie instead? We watched Marnie die just to get this man instead. How dare they? How dare they give me this over Marnie? Yeah, but just this is a personal vendetta towards Mauvier. It has nothing to do with the viability of the character because he's probably here if we're being honest, but it's personal. It's just between me and him. It has nothing to do with chat for real. It's between me and him. We are never gonna get over this. Clam, aka Simpy Boy. I really wanted to like him. I don't know where do I put him because on one hand he's really good at the start. He's got some really good supports with Veyle, and you know together they can do some really nice things. He's not a bad mage, but we can transfer to like other classes very well. Like he's not a bad unit. I think Climb is also a quintessential B tier. He has the potential to be amazing in sometimes, but sometimes he has also the ability to be dog water. He's a B tier. She's D. Never found a way to make her work. I have been trying my darndest. I can never find a way to make her work other than chain guard. The only thing she has going for her is chain guard. Like I never found a way to make her work, but sometimes she was just like saving me like maps. But like sometimes she was like dying all the time. I don't know how to make this character work. So Fram, unfortunately, D tier. Turnip dress queen. So Saline. So I would like to put Saline here. I'd like to put Saline in a high tier. But you know what? We're adding a tier, and it's the tier that's called Shut the Hell Up About T. And the reason for this tier is because if I hear another support conversation about T, I will for sure go postal. I will lose my fucking mind. I will absolutely lose my fucking marbles. So Saline gets her own tier. Saline gets her own tier so she can shut the hell up. I cannot have one more support conversation that revolves around T. I can't. I cannot. I'm gonna go insane. She's not the bad unit. She just gets her own tier. Boucheron. I try to make Boucheron work in 2 playthroughs. He never works. He never works. He's just not that guy. He's just not that guy. I wish he was good. He just, for me, he fails through and through. Absolute failure. So D tier. And the lowest D tier too. He gets the lowest. Etier, my beloved. This is controversial. Etier is S tier. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care that she's worse than Alcrist. I don't care. I don't care. My swole queen goes in S tier. She does not work out that much to be put lower than that. But she did do some really good work in my run. There's a map with Lynn. I had her paired up with Lynn where she did really good. She was also really good pair up with Erica at the end there when we switch her off of Lynn. With speed takers or inherited ability and Canter also so that I could like do the fadeaway where you attack from far away and then you back away. She was doing some really good work there. She ended up being such a decent character for me and carried a couple of maps, so S tier. Finally, Louis. You're saying Louis should be in Shut the Hell Up About T? Well, Louis is an S tier character, just below Panette. Unless he's fighting a mage, he legit can't get hurt by basically most units in the game. He does so much good work for me. He was with Ike, he did good. With Leaf, he did good. I really like Louis. Louis S tier. That's the tier list, everybody. This is our S tier. These are dog water, and we even gave a special tier to Celine because she's a special girl who needs to shut the hell up about tea before I go insane. Let me know what you thought in the comments if you're watching the video. If you agree or disagree, leave a like.